What is going on, guys? It is Heel Turns and High Spots bringing you guys another episode today. Sorry if I sound a bit weirder than usual. My mic is not working at the moment, so this is the only solution we can come up with. But the show must go on. Before we get into the news, guys, we actually didn't even have news. Before we get into the show, follow us on Twitter, guys. Freebird Prodigy on Twitter, CBelvo44. H-Turn and H-Spots is our main Twitter account, and we do have a TikTok. We're getting a lot of new videos out. I guess they're really not new videos, but they're kind of old videos. But we're putting a lot of old content from stuff we did. So if you guys want to go check out, that link should be in the description below. Yeah, let's get into the show here, Char.
Yeah, for sure. We have a very good show here. A very, very good Rampage. We had 33 minutes of wrestling, which is incredible on a, it's an hour show, but, 15 minutes of advertisements.
Yeah.
So, 2/3 of the show was wrestling. That's really cool. Yeah, and really good quality matches as well. But yeah, let's get into it. The first match was Death Triangle versus Butcher Blade and Mark Quinn. Right off the bat, not a huge fan of the whole Butcher Blade and some random other person in the AFO situation. Mark Quinn's good. I'm a Mark Quinn fan. Mark Quinn looked good. He's kind of in a weird spot because he's a heel high flyer, which is kind of hard to work with. But nonetheless, I'm a huge Mark Quinn fan, but just kind of, I don't know, they kind of like throw people together. This could easily have been Lucha Brothers versus Butcher and Blade.
Yeah. I think the only reason why it wasn't is because they're trying to get is it Death Triangle or Dev Triangle?
Death.
That's what I thought. So, I think Death Triangle is just trying. I think Tony Khan just wants Death Triangle to get a couple of wins here before the trio titles.
Yep, I can see that for sure. But yeah, Penta does his taunt on Blade, but then gets chopped. Blade tries for a leapfrog to do an arm drag, but then gets kicked by Penta. Mark Quinn gets tagged in, and so does Rey Fenix. So 2 high flyers, this should be good. Mark Quinn hits a Hurricane Rana and then an Enziguri. Fenix hits a tornado springboard arm drag, and after in picture, the heels take the babyfaces off the apron, and Mark Quinn hits a 450 splash and tags in Butcher, as he, with assistance from the Blade, hits a springboard on the babyfaces. Right off the bat, very high impact match. This is looking good so far. Rey Fenix hits a Hurricane Rana and tries for the tag, but it gets stopped. And then he hits a high kick to make enough space to make the tag. He does. He gets the hot tag on Penta, and hits a crossbody and a sling blade. Penta hits a crossbody and sling blade to the heels. And then he hits a sick rolling DDT and does his taunt. The whole Penta shtick, what he does. And Pac gets tagged and it hits a German, and Mark Quinn gets a rope break. The heels grab Pac's boots, and the babyfaces do baseball slides to free him, and then Pac hits another German suplex. Lucha Bros hit the Fear Factor, and then Pac hits the Black Arrow for the win. House of Black show up for a second. The lights turn off, they show up for a second, and then the lights turn off again, they're gone, and they disappear. But yeah, overall, I was pleasantly surprised by this match.
Yeah, this is kind of going to be a similarity throughout the show. I feel like none of these matches were really that long, so we necessarily don't have a lot of notes on them.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's okay. I mean, most shows, or not all our shows, we're gonna have a lot of notes on. But getting back to the match, I thought this was a pretty good match. I love seeing Pac throw out that or hit that 450 splash, because it just looks nuts. Ever since he was in Triple H's NXT, I loved that move.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it was a pretty good match. I'd probably give this one a 6 out of 10. Not like too special, but it wasn't like a bad match by any means.
Yeah, for sure. My 6 out of 10 is I wasn't impressed. I wasn't disappointed, but I actually was impressed. I was impressed on the heel side. Butcher Blade and Mark Quinn impressed me enough to make a 6 into a 7. So that's how I gave it that rating.
There it is.
But yeah, not much more to talk about on that side. They're doing a slow burn with this whole House of Black versus Death Triangle situation.
Yeah. It's so weird how they're really not doing anything with House of Black, and I would like to see House of Black start getting wins here for the trio titles. We really haven't seen them win that many matches lately, so it would be nice to see them get a win, and it'd be also nice to see Death Triangle keep winning. So I would like to see the BCC, House of Black, and Death Triangle kind of be the three mainstays in the trio title picture.
Yeah, I can for sure see that. 100% agree.
Moving on. Are you ready to move on?
Yeah.
The next match we had Shawn Spears versus Bear Boulder. This match really didn't do anything for me, Charlie. I'm gonna be honest with you. It literally lasted like 3 minutes long. Spears countered. He punches Boulder in the corner. Boulder clothesline Spears in the corner, and then Spears puts a thumb in the eye of Bear Boulder. Shawn Spears hits C4, and then he pins him for the 3 count. So literally that is all for that match. After the match, Shawn Spears takes a chair to Bear, symbolizing what Shawn Spears and MJF are going to do to Wardlow on Wednesday. Because they got those lashes on. They got those 10 lashes on Wednesday. So, this match really didn't do anything for me. This is probably going to be a 6 for me. I really didn't hate it. You're going to be seeing a lot from me on this show. I really didn't feel like a lot. I feel like it was just kind of there on the show. I don't feel like a lot of building kind of happened. But all in all, this was an okay match, and it did what it needed to do. Shawn Spears got the win.
Yeah, for sure. This was, like you were kind of alluding to, just showcasing Shawn Spears. Like, this is how he handles big men. So, this is what he's theoretically going to do to Wardlow. Like you said, this went just over 2 minutes. And yeah, just trying to hype us up for the Wardlow match, where we still, they keep saying it's on Dynamite, but I don't know if they specified which Dynamite is going to be. Is it this upcoming one?
It's not on Dynamite, actually. It's going to be on, So I think it's next week, because this week is the Lashes, but they 100%,
it's not the same day?
No, I don't think it's this week, because it might be. I could be wrong, but I know for sure the match with MJF is happening at Double or Nothing, so we're definitely gonna get there before Double or Nothing.
Yeah. And I'm nervous, not kayfabe nervous, but like I'm nervous to see how they're going to handle this, because I really hope it goes Lashes in the cave match right after, because if not, Spears is going to get shit on. If it's not directly after the Lashes, Spears is going to get shit on in like seconds. There's nothing he'll be able to do.
According to Wrestling Inc., MJF is going to take his belt off and deliver 10 lashes. This is next week. If he's able to get through this, Wardlow go one-on-one with Oh, wait. It looks like it's gonna... It doesn't say if it's this week or next week, but it does say if he survives the pain of that encounter, Wardlow and Shawn Spears will then compete against one another in a steel cage match. Which Wardlow has obviously never won a steel cage match. But
that can't be the whole angle they're going with.
I think it is.
That's a mistake if it is.
That's
for sure a mistake.
I think it is. I think it's stupid. Like, this whole thing is stupid. I think MJF is... how are you going to have MJ win? If you didn't... All you had to do, I think, is not build the match in a way where you had to have Wardlow win to stay in the company. Because if that line doesn't make it in, MJF can win.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I can't see anything.
Well, here's the thing. MJF's not stupid, So maybe it's like a play on words, and like they have Wardlow in like a tiny cage. I don't know. And he has to like, I don't know. But the whole thing just can't be, oh, he's never won a steel cage match, so he's gonna lose this one to get Shawn Spears. You know, who's CM Punk beat in a minute.
Yeah.
And Wardlow, and I don't want to do wrestling match, but Wardlow should have beat CM Punk, right?
Yeah. Who was the other? So I know Wardlow's fought against Cody Rhodes in a Shield kid. Who was the other guy?
I don't know.
Because I don't either.
Nope.
It says Shawn Spears is the steel cage match is next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It says Wardlow in a steel cage match. So I'm assuming, just like how you said, you'll see the 10 lashes, and then you're probably gonna see the match.
Yeah.
Which is how it should be.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Yep. 100% how it should be.
So after Spears was taking the chair to Bear, we get a Tony Nese promo. Mark Sterling says, "I'm a lawyer, not a wrestler. This tag team match is not happening." He says, "I don't have wrestling clothes." Tony Nese says, "I destroyed Danhausen, Mark. I'm a premier athlete, and I can take both of them out by myself." So it looks like we're going to be seeing a 2-on-1 handicap match here, basically, between Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. But which is weird because Mark Sterling came out with a neck brace and a crutch today. So I wonder how this is going to work. I mean, Tony Nese is definitely not beating Hook one-on-one. So
no, and there's a case for Danhausen beating Tony Nese clean still. I mean, that wasn't a clean victory. That wasn't clean at all, because Mark went up on the ringside.
You're right.
That wasn't clean.
Nope.
He was distracted, and then he hit him with his finisher.
Yeah.
But we have to remember, Smart Mark can wrestle. He probably will be wrestling. He'll probably. So I see it more so like comedy bits / wrestling in this match. It'll probably be Danhausen and Smart Mark doing the comedy bits when they're in the ring together, and then it'll be Tony Nese and Hook wrestling.
Did you see that this match was announced for the buy-in of the show?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait. It gives us something to do.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? On Wednesday, Charlie, we can do. How do we want to? Do you want to do the spaces together? Since obviously we'll be we can watch it together. Yeah. So we can do all that stuff together. So that's gonna be lit. So me and Charlie are gonna be recording this podcast for the first time together on Wednesday. That means so. Make sure you guys join us for the pre-show and the watch-along.
Yeah, for sure. We're turning into very busy people on the back half of the work week, for sure.
We are.
But yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's move on. We got Riho and Ruby Soho. This match went just over 9 minutes. Pretty good little match, in my opinion. Riho, just right off the bat, a pretty funny thing. While Ruby Soho's music was going on, Riho was plugging her ears like she didn't like it. But that was very funny and on brand.
I also took that,
Yeah. They shake hands and they lock up. Ruby Soho grabs a headlock and a shoulder tackle. Riho outspeeds Ruby Soho and takes her down and rolls her up for 2. Ruby Soho drives Riho face first into a turnbuckle pad for 2. And Ruby Soho climbs the rope and tries for a stomp, kind of like a Finn Balor stomp, and might have tweaked her knee in kayfabe. I think that's what they were going for. Although I think she forgot to sell it the rest of the match. They trade strikes in the ring, and Riho reverses the No Future, Ruby Soho's finisher, into her signature finisher, into a single leg Boston Crab. Riho hits a Dragon Suplex. After picture-in-picture, Ruby Soho hits a knee in the corner, and then a Northern Light Suplex. They both go up on the top rope, and this is kind of when I noticed that I might get some flack for this from you, or from everybody. Because Riho's strikes look so weak, it makes Ruby Soho look weak because she has to sell for it.
See, I mean, you're not gonna get any conversation or any like negative thing from me on that because I get that. It's probably a hard thing because like you want Rio like looking, you don't want Rio looking too weak, but you also don't want Soho looking too strong. So you definitely got to find a balance, but at the same time, Soho's got to sell that a little bit more.
Yeah, well, honestly, I wasn't even looking at it like that from that perspective. I was thinking of it. Soho was doing what she needed to do, but Riho, like, there was a spot where she shoved her across the ring.
Yeah.
And like, it looked so weak, and Soho had to sell it. And it just looks stupid, and her punches look bad. But with smaller guys like forearms and kicks, that's how you make your strikes look decent. But just her punches look so bad. Takes me out of the moment.
I agree.
Anyway, yeah. So Rio goes for a diving crossbody, and Ruby Soho uses the momentum to pin her for 2. Riho then hits a dope crucifix bomb. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Soho hits an up kick and a back chop driver for 2, and then hits a head kick for 2, and then a blade runner for 3. Really cool finish, fast-paced match. Really good stuff out of both these women, other than my little gripe about Riho's strikes. But once again, as we talked about, the name was escaping me, but the Japanese wrestler last week, I might just be like a clash of styles. Like, it's just not so... we're just not used to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, maybe in Japan that flies, but over here it just looks kind of weak. But I do know that Riho is a very, very talented wrestler, and I believe trained by Kenny Omega, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not, just clash of styles is what I'm just going to put it up to.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely didn't think it was like a terrible match by any means.
No.
So
I have it as an 8.
Yeah. I have it as a 7. So, I can't wait till next week because we're going to be getting Ruby Soho versus Toni Storm on Dynamite, I believe.
Ruby Soho versus Toni Storm, is that? I wish I had my notebook. Is that what's next?
Yeah, that's in the. It says next week. That's what I put in my notes.
Wow.
So I don't know if that means next week.
No, that can't be right.
I don't know if that means
Ruby
next week
Soho
Dynamite.
versus that can't be right. They're on opposite sides of the bracket. Because Toni Storm is going up against the winner of Britt Baker and the Joker.
I don't think so.
Check your bracket.
That's what I'm looking at.
I'm visualizing it in my head right now. I might be wrong, though.
Dude, I have so many photos. There's the men's. That is weird. So I must have. You are right though. But there was definitely a reason I wrote it down. So that must have been a misspoke between Tony Schiavone because they're like I definitely like didn't just like I didn't think that was the match. I definitely heard it and then wrote it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna be getting Toni Storm versus the winner of Britt Baker and the Joker, like you said, and then we're gonna be seeing Ruby Soho take on the winner of Red Velvet and Chris Statlander now.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Which we'll talk about that in a second here. So.
Yeah, for sure. You got anything else on this match?
Nope.
Yep. Overall, good match.
Yeah.
After that, Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed are backstage. Billy Gunn and his children. I'm gonna call them that because of the way they refer to their father, and the Acclaimed backstage. And
am I the only one who thinks like the Gun Club is really like cringy right now?
Well, I think Austin Gunn is cringe and extremely cringe. The father and daddy shit.
No, it cringe. That's
not a huge fan.
Not a huge fan.
So yeah, they're trying to figure out hand gestures, and Austin, like, what about if we take our hands up here and slowly move them down? And Billy Gunn's like, nope. But then the Acclaimed are like, let's go like, Billy Gunn's like, all right, yeah. And then like, okay, now we need a catchphrase, and Austin Gunn's like, all right, what about we got 2 words for you? And Billy Gunn's like, nope. And the Acclaimed are like, what about yo? Listen. And Billy Gunn's like, I think I like that. Yeah, I think I like that. But then after that, Billy Gunn's like, I got you guys a match. And they're like, Dynamite? No. Rampage? No. Double or Nothing? No. Dark Elevation? And they are ecstatic. So, yeah, I won't be watching that match per se. However, I will know that it's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I chuckled at this segment with all like the callbacks to the DX and yeah, I mean this was a great little segment. I guess I'll give it a 7.
Yep. It was a fun segment for sure.
Next up, we had Jade Cargill promo with the baddies. Jade Cargill says, "Cut the shit, Tony. Cameraman, get the baddies." The baddie section was looking, badder than ever. And she asked to Mark what happened, and then proceeded to say, "Nobody cares, Mark." She says, or actually, Mark Sterling says, "It's my professional opinion. Red Velvet moves on in the tournament." Tony Schiavone then says, "But my booker, Tony Khan, has a replacement." Out walks Chris Statlander, and that is, I believe it or not, I think that is all that happened there. Is Chris Statlander just walked out and looked on at Red Velvet. So it's gonna be like we just talked about. It's gonna be Chris Statlander versus Red Velvet. I believe it's happening on Dynamite. We have a loaded show in Dynamite.
Yeah, it has to be happening soon because Double or Nothing's coming up quick.
Yeah.
But man, poor Hikaru Shida. If y'all don't know, she got hurt. She for sure got hurt. That is a fact. And in the segment, Tony Schiavone referred to Hikaru Shida and said that she got hurt in the Blood and Guts match. What was it? A street fight.
Yeah, street fight with Serena Deeb.
Yeah. But she did wrestled in Japan a few times. And I guess Tony Khan either decided not to tell Shida that the storyline was going to be that, or if, I don't know. But he didn't tell her. And she wrestled in Japan, and there was some confusion on Twitter, and she expressed her displeasure with Tony Khan on Twitter. Not specifically Tony Khan, she didn't name drop him, but definitely voiced her displeasure. Yeah, just bad communication in the locker room. And it's not a recurring theme, so I'm not going to dig in too hard.
Yeah.
This is a freak accident, and that it just happened. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, I see the same way as you. I'm sure there was some reason that Tony Khan had to do what he had to do. So.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, I mean, I am kind of pumped for Chris Statlander versus Red Velvet. We haven't seen Chris Statlander on TV in a minute, so this is gonna be great.
Yeah, and she's got a new gimmick, or a new-ish gimmick.
Yeah.
And she's used to be buddies with Red Velvet, so we'll see Red Velvet being a heel against Chris Statlander.
On the other side of things, on the other side of things, I would like to see this feud with Serena Deeb be over. I was hoping that it was going to be over from the last match, and obviously that's not the case.
Yeah, so it's looking like they're going to be doing a best of 7. Right now it's 3-2 Serena Deeb. Yeah, obviously she's not going to win her match against Thunder Rosa, but Hikaru Shida already did the comeback and wrestled Serena Deeb angle. Like, it literally just happened like 2 months ago. So they're going to have to come up with something interesting and unique. Or they can just revisit this at a later date. And I'm okay with that as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it really doesn't... I'm not going to, I guess, shit on it too bad, but I would like to see this be done. We don't need 7 matches between the two in the span of a year.
No. No.
So
Not
mean,
at all.
pretty soon, the next time we'll be talking about these guys, it'll be Randy Orton versus John Cena feud.
Yeah, for sure. And they should have specified it much earlier on that was what they're going for.
Yeah.
They should have been like, all right, well, these women are blank and blank against each other.
But they didn't.
But yeah, they didn't.
But
next up, we had the Mark Henry segment before the main event, and he says, "Scorpio Sky, are you ready to defend against your former partner?" And Ethan Page says, "Dumb question. Wonders why they're even having the match." Scorp says it's because he gave Frankie's word, and the word of the TNT champion is going to mean something again. Frankie Kazarian says that they used to win titles together, and that it's just between him and Scorpio Sky. And Scorpio Sky tells the American Top Team to take the night off. Yeah, just a fun little segment, I guess. You know how it always is with Mark Henry. It's time for the main event.
Yes, it is. Frankie Kazarian, then Sky walks out. I do want to mention, to this point, it's weird that we still see America's Top Team as a face. And obviously that changed after the show, but we'll get into that more later.
I don't think it's America. I think it's just Scorpio Sky.
That's what it's looking like. And honestly, that's if they keep it like that, that's very interesting dynamic.
Well, not to skip ahead too far, but it did seem like it was premeditated, the whole thing.
Because at the end, Sky actually hit
Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah, Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, the match starts off like any other match does in AEW with a tie-up. Frankie covers Sky. They kick out. Then they reset. Frankie hits a hip toss on Sky, and Frankie puts Sky in a short arm scissor. Sky tries to counter into a roll-up, but Frankie kicks out. They collide in the middle of the ring, and Frankie covers Sky for 2. When I say they collided, they literally collided in the middle of the ring. So Frankie covered him for a 2 count. Frankie hit a fisherman suplex.
Can I butt in really quick?
Yeah.
I think what they were doing there is these guys know each other so well that they cannot get anything started because they just know each other's counters like the back of their hand.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that front. Frankie hit a nice fisherman suplex, followed by a nice tope suicida from Scorpio Sky on Frankie on the outside. Then they cut to commercial. I hate commercial breaks, Charlie. Frankie leg drop to Sky, I believe. It really wasn't a leg drop, but I didn't know what else to call it, so I'm going to just call it a leg drop. Leg drop on Sky.
The springboard leg drop?
There it is, a springboard leg drop. Then Frankie clotheslines Sky, followed by a tackle. That doesn't seem right, but he definitely didn't tackle the guy. Yeah, I don't know. I said clothesline to Sky, followed by tackle. Sky gets rolled up for a close 2 count. Sky counters a jawbreaker. Frankie hit a nice looking nasty cutter, and Sky kicks out. Dan Lambert walks out and then distracts the referee as Eastern Pages hits Frankie with the title. Unbeknownst to Sky, Sky covers and Frankie kicks out, actually. Sky hits TKO and Scorpio pins Frankie for the win. After the match, Easton said, "I did it for us. Whose team are you on?" And Sky hits Frankie with the title, and Sammy and Ty try to come in and attack America's Top Team, but that was the show. I don't know if you noticed it too, but they actually didn't even have enough time for Excalibur to finish signing off. They ended it. Hello?
Oh, I think I'm back.
We're back.
All right, cool. Yeah, I did notice that the pacing was definitely a little bit weird, and it's looking like I don't even know. Is this another Sammy match? Because I don't know if you saw, but on AEW's Twitter they had like a little backstage thing with Frankie Kazarian, and he was like, "I want a rematch." So it looks like they're building up that rematch again too. So maybe a triple threat. between Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, and Sammy Guevara, I don't know. Because Frankie doesn't like Sammy. Nobody likes Sammy.
Yeah.
I should rephrase.
Yeah.
You know, Frankie's mad at Scorp. Scorp's doesn't like Sammy. It works out. So I think that could be a double or nothing match. But that would mean 2 triple threat tag team title matches if you include the Keith Lee and it was
Powerhouse Hobbs and Rick Stark.
Yep, that's who it was. The baby faces.
I mean, it really wouldn't bother me, especially since you could have one triple threat match near the start of the show, one near the end of the show. So I mean, you could figure something out with the pacing on that front.
Yeah, and plus AEW puts on great triple threat matches, and it's not something that we see a whole lot either.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, like you said, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I know you said that you have the matches for next week, right?
Yeah. So we can go through those. So we got, excuse me, we got, the Wardlow situation, and then we got Hangman going up against Kanuski Takashita from Rampage, I believe it was last week. We got Chris Jericho and William Regal face-to-face confrontation. We got Rey Fenix versus Kyle O'Reilly in a first-round match. Samoa Joe versus the Joker. Britt Baker versus the Joker. And Adam Cole versus Jeff Hardy in a semifinals match. So that's kind of weird how they're doing it kind of weird. Is the first round finished? 1, 2. Oh yeah, that would be 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so
after Dynamite, it would be finished.
Yeah, and then so they're getting the Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy match. That'll probably be the main event, is what I'm assuming.
Probably, yeah. And then I'm sure the Britt Baker one will be, somewhere near there.
Yeah, but they got to make it so the Adam Cole and Jeff Hardy goes on after the first round's done.
Yeah, correct.
At least in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's looking like a good Dynamite right there.
Especially when you see finally who the Jokers are, bro.
Yeah. That'll be a great Dynamite.
Has your opinions changed at all on the Jokers, or what do you think?
No, not so much.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think we're gonna still get Miro or Claudio on the men's side, and then a nice surprise to me would be Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. And then I think kind of the set in stone women for me right now would be Athena.
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, if she's all elite, it's gonna be we're already gonna have a nice women's division here at AEW. I mean, some would say we already have a nice women's division here in AEW. So. Yeah,
we definitely do have a great women's division in AEW. Arguably, other than Impact, probably the best.
It ain't WWE, so there's like 4 people in WWE.
No. Yeah, that's the thing with, not to end our show with WWE slander, but yeah, that's the thing when you got 2 different brands and your roster's already weak as it is.
So
you're setting yourself up for failure. So
I do want to stick with WWE for a second. So you know how we were talking about how WWE canceled the fatal, or not fatal 4-way, the tag team unification. Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess they want it on again. So literally Randy Orton came out on SmackDown and challenged the Usos to it. So it literally makes no sense. That's back and forth booking for you. But as for AEW, I can't wait for Dynamite, and I can't wait for Double or Nothing.
Yeah. Everything on the AEW side has been good, and this was a great bounce back episode for Rampage. Rampage last week was my least, probably, if I could rate every single Rampage I ever watched, that would be my lowest rated AEW show I've ever seen. So this is a good bounce back.
It was.
Good show.
It was. And it was definitely a short little show. It's nice when people don't have to watch us for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. What was your match of the night?
My match of the night was definitely Sky versus Frankie, I think.
Yep. Yeah, that was really good. I gotta agree with you. I both rated Sky and Frankie and Riho and Soho both 8s, but I just think the Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian just had the better spots, better storytelling, just overall better match.
Yeah, I agree. And what was your promo of the night?
Let me look at my notes. I never know what to say when you tell me that.
I can go first. I got the
go first.
I got Jay Cargo promos with the baddies.
Yep, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I did.
I guess pure entertainment standpoint, I would go Billy Gunn and Acclaimed. Just purely entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I was watching it last night, I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if I was so tired that I didn't think it was good. I literally put that promo as a 4 out of 10. But I think it just came off to me that it was kind of cringy. But other than that, so that's kind of why I went with the Jay Cargo one over that one.
For sure. Yeah, and Jade Cargill always kills it on the mic.
She does. She's making Red Velvet and Kara Hogan look good, so.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on Red Velvet yet. Hopefully this match versus Statlander sells me.
Yeah, she does have a lot of work to do. I mean, she was treated like a jobber, so.
Yeah, she literally was.
But if you guys like this video, guys, click a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, follow us on Twitter, and check out our TikTok. And until Wednesday, guys, stay safe. And I'll let Charlie say what he usually does.
Yep, you guys got to treat each other with respect and support your local independent wrestling, for sure.